Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine holding a collection of stories so honest, so direct, they feel less like reading and more like looking into a mirror.
Hmm.
A mirror that reflects the rawest parts of human nature, both the beautiful and the flawed, all through simple, real life encounters.
Right.
That's exactly the kind of profound journey we're inviting you on today.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that our deep dive is based on a thoughtful review of Sudha Murty's widely acclaimed book, Wise and Otherwise.
Ah, yes. Good one.
And this isn't fiction. It's a compelling collection of 51 short, true encounters from her own life. They promise to leave you with far more than just, a good story.
Absolutely. Our mission today is to really pull out the most important nuggets from this insightful review.
Yeah.
We want to show you how these anecdotes from across India, penned by this acclaimed writer and philanthropist, can offer truly profound lessons and maybe even serve as a kind of moral compass for anyone, anywhere.
Regardless of background.
Exactly, regardless of their background or beliefs. So let's start by understanding the architect of these insights, Sudha Murty herself. One thing the review really emphasizes, which I found compelling, is that these aren't just imagined fables.
No, not at all.
Could you explain a bit how her real-life experiences make these stories resonate so, well, uniquely?
Yeah, it's a really crucial point. Murty doesn't invent these scenarios. They're drawn directly from her personal encounters with people all across India.
Right.
From remote villages where she was doing social work to bustling cities. These experiences were gathered during her extensive travels, especially in her significant role as chairperson of the Infosys Foundation.
Okay.
And that background, it just lends this incredible authenticity to her observations. It makes the stories feel so grounded and relatable because they are, quite simply, real life.
That deep immersion in real life really seems key. You mentioned her style avoids dramatization. In a world that's kind of saturated with hyperdramatic narratives, does the review offer any insight into how this straightforward approach actually amplifies the impact, makes them more memorable?
It does, actually. The review highlights Murty's distinctive writing style as remarkably simple, straightforward, and heartfelt. She deliberately avoids literary complications or any kind of dramatic overlay.
Interesting.
And the genius, as the review points out, is that this kind of unvarnished approach doesn't diminish the impact at all, it amplifies it.
Right.
By presenting real incidents without any artificiality, the reader isn't distracted by literary flair, but is drawn directly into the emotional core and the ethical dilemmas of each story.
Yeah, you feel it more directly.
Exactly. Each narrative just gently nudges the reader with a clear insight or reflection at the end. It almost invites you to process the events alongside her, rather than just passively receiving a story.
Okay.
That directness makes the lessons incredibly sticky.
Yeah, I can see that. So, after establishing Murty's unique lens, the review really dives into what these encounters tell us about human behavior. What fundamental themes does it highlight?
Well, the review shows how Wise and Otherwise becomes this rich tapestry of human experience, and it carefully categorizes the powerful themes Murty explores.
Okay.
At its heart, she delves into fundamental human values. Things like honesty, gratitude, kindness, empathy,
The core stuff.
the core stuff. And the insight here, according to the review, is that Murty doesn't just list these values. She uses her encounters to show that virtues like empathy and honesty are revealed not in grand declarations, but in the often unseen, everyday choices people make.
Mm-hmm. The small moments.
Exactly, the small moments. It's a powerful reminder that true character is often found in the little details of how we treat each other.
And it's not all just uplifting, is it? This raises an important question. How do these positive values stand up against, well, the darker sides of human nature? The review suggests Muddy doesn't shy away from that contrast.
Not at all. The book masterfully explores the full spectrum. It delves unflinchingly into greed and selfishness, showcasing some pretty shocking instances where people betray or deceive even their own loved ones.
Wow.
Yeah, the review notes how Murty uses these stark contrasts to underscore that even fundamental human bonds aren't immune to the corrosive power of self-interest,
Right.
often making these particular stories some of the most unsettling yet deeply insightful in the collection.
I can imagine.
But crucially, it beautifully balances this with stories of generosity and compassion, illustrating the pure, unadulterated joy of giving and selfless help.
So you get both sides.
You get both sides. The central insight here is that human nature is rarely one-dimensional. It's a constant interplay of light and shadow. And Murty presents it all without judgment, just inviting you to observe and learn.
And beyond just individual traits, the review notes that Murty offers these rich cultural and social observations. What does it suggest these glimpses of Indian life offer to someone reading it, say, outside of India?
Yeah, this is where the book's specific cultural context becomes, I think, universally relevant.
Hmm.
Murty gives us these vivid glimpses of Indian traditions, the stark realities of rural life, and the enduring, sometimes painful contrast between the rich and the poor.
Mm-hmm.
The review highlights that while these details are rooted in India, they serve as powerful lenses through which to examine universal human conditions, poverty, social hierarchy, community bonds, things we all grapple with.
True.
Ultimately, each story functions as a life lesson. They're kind of like parables that teach without ever feeling preachy, because they're grounded in real human experience.
Right, you're not being lectured.
Exactly. You're simply witnessing life unfold and being prompted to draw your own conclusions about humanity's shared challenges and triumphs.
Okay, so to give you a real taste of these profound insights, let's touch on some of the notable stories highlighted in the review, without giving away too much, of course.
Sure.
One that particularly stands out is the story that gave the book its title. What does the review say about its impact?
Yes. That story, Wise and Otherwise, it's incredibly poignant and memorable. The review frames it as a perfect encapsulation of Murty's theme.
Okay.
It recounts an educated man abandoning his old father at a temple. Just a shocking disregard for family values that makes you question how deeply education or societal standing truly correlates with kindness.
Yeah, that's jarring.
It is. The review uses this example to show how Murty reveals humanity's capacity for both cruelty and profound wisdom, often in unexpected places. It challenges our easy assumptions about who is wise and who is otherwise. It's a stark reminder of how easily we can neglect our most basic responsibilities.
And on the flip side, the book features powerful instances of the kindness of strangers.
Yeah.
How does the review present these contrasting examples?
The review highlights these not just as, heartwarming tales, but as these stark human contradictions. It's a central theme where Murty often contrasts the assumed selfishness of the wealthy with unexpected profound kindness in those who have less.
Right, flipping expectations.
Exactly. For instance, there are stories where even poor villagers, despite having very little themselves, show immense generosity to Murty or to others.
Wow.
And the review argues that these anecdotes profoundly challenge our preconceptions about who truly embodies generosity. It emphasizes that true compassion isn't always tied to material wealth.
That's a powerful message.
It really is, because it turns our expectations on their head. Another type of story the review mentions is Murty's encounters with these unforgettable characters, individuals she meets briefly, who might seem ordinary, but leave an indelible mark due to their unique philosophy, or maybe just a simple act of profound wisdom. It just underscores that profound lessons can come from anyone, anywhere.
So after exploring all these different facets, the review then kind of pivots to the book's direct impact on the reader. How does it articulate the profound personal resonance of these stories?
Yeah, this is where what comes in for you, the listener. The review emphasizes that these stories are timeless. They resonate across generations and often remind readers of incidents from their own lives.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's not merely a collection of tales. It's like a mirror to society, allowing us to see reflections of ourselves and the world around us.
Right.
The central insight is that by observing these real human dramas, the book strengthens the belief that human nature is incredibly complex, sometimes capable of great cruelty, sometimes inspiringly noble, but always worth understanding.
Always.
And it teaches that even small, seemingly insignificant acts of kindness can indeed transform the world. It makes us pause, reflect, and maybe grow as individuals. It's a subtle yet profound call to action for personal introspection.
It sounds like it has a truly universal appeal then. The review paints this picture of a really impactful book, a sort of moral compass for everyone. But does the review mention any potential limitations, maybe for readers seeking, I don't know, very specific philosophical depth or even a different cultural perspective beyond India?
That's a good question. The review does acknowledge that while Murty's stories offer immense practical and ethical wisdom, they are indeed vignettes, brief, impactful snapshots. So while they provide deep moral and social insights, a reader looking for, say, a comprehensive theoretical treatise on philosophy or an exhaustive sociological study of India might find it different from that kind of academic style.
Got it. Different purpose.
Exactly. The book's strength really lies in its accessibility and direct human connection, rather than complex academic theory. This makes its lessons digestible and universally applicable without requiring deep prior knowledge of Indian culture, even as it offers wonderful glimpses into it.
So it's truly wisdom for everyone.
Pretty much, yeah. Wisdom for everyone.
That distinction is helpful. And the beauty is, this book isn't just for one type of person. The review outlines a remarkably broad audience. Like if you're a student, for example, what specific benefits does the review suggest it offers them?
Well, for students, the review points out how they often grapple with abstract moral concepts, right?
Sure.
Murty's stories provide concrete, non-judgmental scenarios that make values like honesty and empathy tangible and relatable. It helps foster ethical thinking without being preachy.
Practical examples.
Exactly. They offer non-preachy role models and guidance on maybe navigating complex moral decisions in their own lives. It's a very accessible way to build foundational ethical understanding.
Okay. And for adults and working professionals, often caught in the career rush, how does the review say this book can help them?
For that group, the review suggests wise and otherwise offers a really crucial pause.
A breather.
Yeah, a breather. It's a way to cultivate emotional intelligence and empathy, reminding them of the human element in all interactions. In competitive environments, it can provide perspective, maybe encourage a return to core values, and help navigate complex interpersonal dynamics with greater understanding and compassion.
Sounds like a grounding experience.
Definitely. A refreshing break that grounds them in what truly matters.
What about parents and teachers? They're always looking for ways to impart wisdom.
Oh, indeed. Parents and teachers will find invaluable stories here. They can impart lessons on compassion, humility, responsibility. The real-life nature of these tales offers concrete, memorable examples that kids and young adults can easily grasp and discuss. It can initiate important conversations about values in a way that resonates much more deeply than, abstract lectures.
Makes sense. And for those in fields focused on understanding people, like social workers or leaders.
Yeah, the review highlights that social workers and leaders can gain really profound insights into human behavior across different economic and social divides.
Okay.
Murty's stories illuminate the complexities of human motivation and the varied impacts of socioeconomic circumstances. It could inspire more empathetic and effective service rooted in real-world understanding.
Some practical insights.
Very practical. It's like practical human psychology without all the academic jargon.
And speaking of psychology, if you're just generally interested in human psychology, these are essentially practical case studies without the heavy theory, right?
Precisely. For anyone fascinated by human psychology, Murty's book serves as a kind of treasure trove of real-world case studies. It illustrates complex behaviors, motivations, moral quandaries through these simple, digestible narratives. You observe human nature in action, sort of stripped of theoretical frameworks. It offers a unique opportunity for introspection and understanding without needing a textbook.
And finally, for anyone going through maybe a tough phase in life, what comfort or guidance does the review suggest wise and otherwise can offer?
For those navigating personal challenges, the book can be a source of profound hope and reassurance, actually.
How so?
By showcasing the enduring goodness and resilience of the human spirit, even amidst hardship, it encourages gratitude for what one has and motivates readers to stay kind and empathetic no matter their circumstances.
That's lovely.
It reminds them that human connection and compassion are powerful forces, offering solace and perspective maybe when it's needed most.
Ultimately, then, the review describes Wise and Otherwise as far more than just entertainment. It's life education in story form, acting as this profound moral compass for readers of all ages, prompting us to look deeper at the world around us.
Yeah, it's a quiet but persistent invitation, really, to look inward and consider your place in the broader tapestry of human experience. It definitely builds empathy, enhances your perspective on society, and fundamentally, it encourages self-reflection. Inspiring you, hopefully, to be a more thoughtful and better human being.
So, as you go about your day, we invite you to consider this. What small, everyday encounter in your life, if you pause to truly reflect on it, might hold a profound lesson or reveal a surprising truth about human nature that you've simply overlooked? Perhaps the wisdom isn't just in the books we read, but, in the lives we live and the observations we choose to make.